6 years ago. 6 years ago, something amazing happened. Not only is it one of the most iconic moments in CSGO history, I think it's one of the most iconic moments in esports history in general. This is the story of the Coldzera jumping AWP no-scope kill. In 2016, which is about 6 years ago, there was this competition in the CSGO esports scene that was called MLG Columbus, which is a major. In this major, there was a team playing called Luminosity. While I was watching this competition, which was one of my first competitions to witness, I didn't think Luminosity was going to be a really good team. They seemed kind of like the underdog compared to teams like FaZe and Liquid, Na'Vi, G2, Astralis, Gambit, etc. But Luminosity surely proved not only me wrong, but I think a lot of people wrong, because I think not a lot of people expected them to go really far. So where am I actually getting at? So during this competition, a match happened between Liquid and Luminosity. Luminosity were clearly losing. They were down 9-15, and the problem with this was it happened on Mirage, which was their map pick, and if you lose your map pick, you have a big chance of losing the next match because it's the opponent's map pick. So they were playing in the semi-finals, which means if they lose both maps, they are out. So being down 9-15 isn't really good, because there's only one round left until you lose. So there wasn't a really big chance for them to get saved and come back into the competition. They needed a really huge play, and Coldzera performed and actually showed everyone they can make really big plays. So I'll just show you the clip now.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on him. He's got to hit these shots. We saw Fallen in this spot before, the same spot, but with much more utility to work with. Here he comes once again. The first base is a Dren. He's going to hit the ground there as Cold. Oh, what? A jumping double from Cold! What is going on right now? How does he do this? Cold has saved Luminosity with the AWP play. Unthinkable scenes there on the B apartments. They needed a huge play, but
okay, so what actually happened after Coldzera made this play? So not only did they manage to tie with Liquid and win the map pick, they also won the next map pick. And then they played against Na'Vi in the grand finals, which they also won.
It may just be destined to be. It is Luminosity winning their first major championship.
So they didn't only come back, they actually won the whole competition. They won the major. After they won this match and won the major, they decided to make a new team called SK Game In, which I was a really big fan of, because I really liked watching Coldzera play with his other teammates, Taco and Fallen and stuff. Most of the players actually fell off and they stopped playing the game, so SK is no more. They tried to create other teams like MEBR, where they also took in Stewie, but at the end Coldzera decided to only go and play with minor teams and maybe even quit the game. I don't know if he's still playing. Fallen decided to go play for Liquid. Taco plays for Godsend, and I think the other players just quit the game in general. So why is this clip, in my opinion, one of the most iconic moments in esports history ever? Well, not only is Luminosity a team that doesn't exist anymore, so it will never happen again with these players and this team. MLG Columbus doesn't happen anymore, like the major doesn't happen anymore because MLG doesn't host majors anymore. And if in some way all of this would happen again, and Coldzera would try to hit those shots again, there's about a 1.7% chance a shot like that hits. So there's no way a shot like that would ever happen again in an esports competition. So this is why this is one of the most iconic moments in esports history ever, because there's no way this will ever be replicated and this will ever happen again. And the chances are too low of this ever happening again. And even though if it happens, if somebody hits this shot, there's no way this will happen during a moment like this. Like, they were down and they really needed something to climb up to, and even after they decided to win the major and create a whole new team called SK, and all this stuff will never happen again. And this is the story of the jumping AWP Coldzera play. Not only that, it's the story of Luminosity, because this is what Luminosity stood for and what they were known for. When you thought of Luminosity, you thought of this play, you thought of Coldzera saving the game at Mirage and winning the major. And it's really sad these players don't play together anymore, because I was a really big fan of them. And not only did it shape Luminosity and SK, it also kind of shaped Liquid, because after this, Liquid was known as one of the biggest chokers in all CSGO history. Nobody has ever choked this hard as Liquid, and they became a pretty huge meme.
They have also on this map, but they did a great job early on in the second half, utilizing the fact that since Luminosity force bought, they didn't have a lot of grenades.
But maybe I should leave Liquid for another story time. To end the video, I would really love to give a shout out to the casters, because without the casters this wouldn't be such an iconic moment. Them screaming double chopping vocal in their mics is insane, and it's one of the most passionate casting I've ever seen. And that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the story of Coldzera, the story of the jumping double vocal, and leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on him. He's got to hit these shots. We saw Fall in this spot before, the same spot, but with much more utility to work with. Here he comes once again. The first base is a Dren. He's going to hit the ground there as Cold. Oh, what? A jumping double from Cold! What is going on right now? How does he do this? Cold has saved Luminosity with the AWP play. Unthinkable scenes there on the B apartments. They needed a huge play, but
お前はもう死んでいる。